Wow.
Given what we've seen take place, General, over the last 2.5 months with this new regime, everything seems to be moving at dizzying speed. They're moving so quickly to, open up the border, take our guns. Now they're talking about vaccine passports, and perhaps doing that by working with the corporations. Biden is meeting with corporate honchos to figure out how to turn us into a show your paper society where people won't be able to carry out the basic functions of life without proving that they've had an experimental vaccine. What advice would you give the average, just typical American, to try to get through these next 4 years, without losing our country?
Well, one of the initiatives that I'm working with some people on is nullification under the Constitution, okay, where the states can basically nullify a federal law order coming down that's not constitutional. And so many of the states are now moving towards that. So that's one thing. We've got to make sure that we have Patriot Guards at the county level. That if the federal government tries to come in and take our weapons, that the sheriffs who are duly elected in our county say, oh no, you're not coming in here. If you come in here and try to take weapons away from a county in Montana where I live, we're going to arrest you for violation of the Constitution. This is standing up without firing a shot, okay?
Right.
But we're going to warn you, you're not going to come in here and take away our weapons in violation of the Second Amendment. You're just not going to do that. You're already trying to do it on the First Amendment.
We have
and then
somebody.
You can invoke Article 5.
And we have somebody running in for Buffalo area for sheriff, or Niagara area for sheriff, and that is one of his platforms. We will arrest anyone who tries to take our weapons. It is a violation of the Constitution, and we will hold them. In fact, we will not only not enforce it, we will make sure everybody knows who that person is that's giving those orders. So
that's exactly right. So this is what we have to do. We have to stand up, because it's up to us now, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Up to us, the people at the county. What do we have? 3,341 counties in America. 3,341, I think. So each of those counties have to stand up. And if you have a sheriff that's not going to stand up for the citizens, get rid of that sheriff.
Absolutely. And this seems to be one area that they cannot. They can't shift it over to the corporations to get the job done, in terms of taking our guns away. They seem to be expert at making the corporations or encouraging the corporations to do their dirty work when it comes to swiping our First Amendment rights and some of our other rights, including this thing we mentioned with the vaccine passports. Right. But that's not going to work with the Second Amendment, is it?
No, it's not.
Well,
the same thing with the passports. It's like, whether we wear our masks. Now, I wear my mask. I try not to wear a mask anywhere anymore. But it's standing up. But these corporations, look at the woke movement within Coca-Cola, Delta Airlines, because of the legislation that was passed in Georgia. And so we're encouraging, basically, do not fly on Delta, don't drink Coca-Cola.
Absolutely.
I mean, you really got to boycott these companies, because they should be doing their business in the airlines, and that's flying people, selling liquid drinks from Coca-Cola, where that's their business. They should not be involved in politics. And
they have no problem. They have no problem. These companies like Delta and Coca-Cola doing business with the Chinese Communist Party. But yet they're ultra sensitive about what happens with voter integrity in the state of Georgia. I find that interesting.
Yeah, well, that just shows the dichotomy of it. But look at the corporate leaders. Where are they today, standing up for America? There's a few, but boy, they're hard to find. It's like
Mike Lindell. Mike Lindell. Yeah, Mike Lindell.
Yeah, Mike Lindell. There you go. There's a very good example. But
very few.
the stockholders need to let these corporate heads know that your head's going to roll. You're not going to be here if you don't stand up for our country and protect it, rather than playing politics. Look at the NBA in China, Nike,
Yes.
involvement in all these sporting goods, sporting events over there.
Same
They
with
did nothing when it came to Hong Kong.
Yep, exactly. And same with Major League Baseball. I understand they signed a deal with the Chinese Communist Party one day before they decided to move the All-Star game out of Atlanta.
Oh, I didn't
Exactly
realize
right.
that was one. Wow.
Hey, by the way, if you look on our website, you'll see Eyes on China 11.0.
Eyes on China?
11.0. It's on our website. It's down further. It's in the archives.
Okay.
It explains in 8 pages of the cultural move by the Chinese Communist Party into all the cultural arts, Hollywood, plays in San Francisco. It's been
I'm distinctly aware of that. In fact, I'm working on an article today. It will be posted on my website, leohohmann.com, later this evening, on how the Chinese produced a children's film in 2016 called Hedgehogs. It's about Bobby the Hedgehog, and it involved a viral pandemic, people wearing masks, people being tied down and giving forced medical treatments. And at the end, there's a vaccine discovery, and it says, everybody, thank you to the scientific discovery of this vaccine. We can all go back to our lives as normal now. This was a children's film in 2016, an animated film. Unbelievable propaganda.
It's a whole propaganda machine by the Chinese. But read that article that I wrote. It's on our website. Matter of fact, I'll forward it to you as well.
Thank you.
But anyhow, that no one's even looked at that. Nobody's looked into the cultural moves that the Chinese made across not only the United States but throughout Europe. It's amazing.
It really is.
Chinese performing arts, they call it.
That's a big thing, and nobody's catching it. That's the issue.
Nobody. We're so naive.
I think the cultural pushes from the red-green axis are far more important than some of the other things they've done. It's just phenomenal. General, we're running out of time just because, and I want to say thank you for joining us. Please tell the listeners how they can join that fight for America and how they can follow your work.
Okay, well, you can join us, donate, help us out. We're doing a lot of great things at standupamericaus.org, our basic website. You can sign up for our newsletter on the website as well. That comes out every Saturday morning and very well read by many people in the United States and over in Europe, by the way. Or they can email anything to standupamerica.usa1@gmail. standupamerica.usa1@gmail. So everything on our website can be used by anybody in America. You can use it as you see fit as well.
Well, thank you. God bless.
Excellent. Absolutely. Thank you so much for being with us today, General.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you for inviting me. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.